the earthquake that happened in my hometown, New York City, where a 33-year-old state legislator, Zohran Mamdani, won a primary over Andrew Cuomo. And I've really been thinking a lot about this, and I blame the Democratic establishment for this, because the Mike Bloombergs, the Bill Ackmans, all these people, they foisted a candidate on the electorate who nobody liked, was out of sync, was a has-been, was deeply corrupt, resigned in disgrace. The list goes on. And then they're shocked when the voters reject this candidate.
Or the establishment in general.
Yeah. And so I really think it's just like I blame Biden probably more than anyone for Trump being back in power, for all the stuff he did. And we've talked about that before, so we don't need to get back into it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because I don't see a lot of introspection from the Democratic Party. I haven't seen any Bill Clinton. I need to, if you're going to win, you've got to take on and make people in your own team uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just, I've watched my Republican friends make a big deal out of the ideological situation here of obviously a self-proclaimed socialist and all that. I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think that one, we have seen time and again, the quality of candidates actually does matter. Whether it was Herschel Walker in Georgia, or or Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania in his failed Senate run, or in this case, someone with so much baggage. Of course he lost. Only a delusional, narcissistic, moron would think he had a real shot at winning this thing on just name ID and entrenched old political alliances. Like, that's old New York. That's not the world that we live in anymore. So I think one, quality candidate matters. Two, I do think that, again, this is someone who was unapologetically themselves. Like, authenticity does count for something. No matter what people think of Donald Trump, they believe that who we see on TV is exactly who he is as he walks around, the White House all day long. Same thing with this guy. Like, he is as advertised. There is something about authenticity. And three, something Democrats have failed to understand, which perplexes me to this day. But ever since 2016, we have been in an anti-establishment, anti-incumbent electorate mindset. So when you run as the pillar of establishment, you are going to lose by and large. That's why Donald Trump has been running as an outsider, despite the fact that he has now been on the scene and controlling the Republican Party for more than a decade. He's actually the ultimate insider at this point in terms of where the reins of power are, but he runs and casts himself as an outsider. There's a reason for that. Democrats need to wake up and understand it's less about labels like progressive or social or liberal or conservative. It's about being an outsider versus an insider.
And